All right, guys. So for my communication class, I wanted to explain to you guys how and when God interacted with me. The first time that I really felt God in my life was whenever I was 11 years old. Went on a church all-nighter, and it was a crazy night. We did laser bowling, ice skating at night, and then we went to a hockey rink, and we watched this great game where there was there were two hockey teams. So just crazy game, lots of fighting. This was just a funny night in general. And so at the end of the hockey game, it was really surprising for us. We found out that there was a guy that was going out into the middle of the ice rink after the game was over, and started giving a sermon to us on the spot, just randomly, because I wasn't expecting that. So I forget the guy's name, but he was giving us a sermon on you never know whenever God's going to come. And so I had heard this sermon plenty of times because I grew up in the church. And well, this one was very interesting because the guy, he's explaining God and how, he doesn't promise us tomorrow, and, it's understandable. And then he starts talking about, he just really just gets serious, and he's like, so what God means by that is that you're not promised that you're going to see next week. Doesn't promise that you're going to go to school tomorrow. He doesn't promise that you're going to make it on the drive home tonight. You could die and go to heaven or hell your next breath. And so I'm 11 years old hearing this, and I just about peed my pants. I'm sitting there with the rest of my youth group, and everybody's teenagers, and they're just oh wow, good sermon. And I'm sitting there crying. I'm just bawling, I need Jesus, please, I don't want to die and go to hell. And so my pastor at the time, Pastor Allen, I went back, they let us go backstage, and I talked to him, and I was like, I need Jesus in my life. God is scary. I don't want to die. And so he was just it's okay, it's okay. God is forgiving you, He was saying that Jesus forgives you of your sins, and you'll be all right. And so the first time I encountered God, I was terrified of him, literally crying because of it. But then I began to mature in my faith because I started going to youth conferences, mission trips, and everything, listening to the Sunday sermons. And so through that interaction with God, that's pretty much where my faith began. So, yeah.